music. So that's one. Hey, that on Discord you have to add the full HTTPS to get a link to automatically become a link. And that's all good. Are we live? Here we are. Whoops. Messes with my mouse pointer with this game. So, Renaki.
We came to Renaka like thieves,
Sorry, Renaka.
hoppering ourselves into a
Trailing
narrow
I
alley
is
between
pronounced
high blank walls.
sort of, I guess it's a Middle Eastern pronunciation of some sort. I would estimate the local population around 12,000. The odds of finding one man here are therefore pathetic. I won't give up before we start. I am merely stating the obvious. This way. Look at all this. Do you find the rubbish enlightening, mistress? You can learn a lot about a culture by its waste. Look at Iox. They throw robots away there. And what exactly have you learned? They toss out rotting fruit when most places struggle to grow rock oranges. So this moon must be rich. Huang must have loved this place. I suppose that's why he came here. Do anything with this? Some kind of plaza, but this is locked. Oh wait, that's where I arrived from. I've got turned round. Wasn't the robot supposed to be leading the way? I'm confident Abaddon is not hiding this alleyway, mistress. Shut up, robot. For the last time, is this wise, mistress? We are far from Eox. We are likely to attract considerable attention. You will, you mean? Mostly, mistress, yes. Though once you begin asking questions, perhaps that will change. Act natural. Hopefully no one will realise we never went in.
We snuck out of the alley mouth into a bustling street. Hawkers shouted each other down about their wares.
Rugs. I could get one for the professor. Her office could use more colour. Or for Timor. The bar could use a rug. Perhaps if the archaeology does not pan out, mistress, you could simply trade rugs around the nebula. Let's see if there's anyone here.
The market of Renaka seemed to never end. Shoemakers sold boots to the fruit sellers, who sold sour apples to the knife makers, whose blades the shoemakers used to make boots.
It is conventionally how an economy works.
I don't know if anyone on Renaka ever slept.
Late capitalism
but
notwithstanding.
if they did, I bet they bought and sold their dreams.
Oh, shut up. This place is so happy. I can't imagine Elbereth being like this. Wealth. And distance from Eox. pottery. They can't sell all of these, surely, unless they break them after every meal. Keep your eyes open. Maybe Amadou has a banner or something. My eyes do not close, mistress.
A fountain was messing about in the middle of the square, spitting at passers-by.
Bread. Smells good. Must be fresh. I cannot imagine how it's... Shut up, robot. It's made from mouldering flowers, is that correct? Is it? I don't think so, no. Someone sat down there that the game thinks I can talk to. I'll come back this way for that. Can you imagine a fountain like this on Elbereth? Just spilling water into the street? Do you think anyone would stop me from filling a bottle? I doubt the water is drinkable. Where does the water come from? Is there a wellspring right here? No, mistress. I believe the water is pumped up and cycled. A show of wealth, then. The water would still be worth a goat or two on Elbereth, even if it isn't drinkable. Good grief. This place doesn't seem wealthy compared to Eox. Eox is staggeringly wealthy. Eox is wealthy enough not to trade. That's an interesting way of putting it. Best not to go wandering off. Okay, so there's something in here that they want me to find. A cook. Hungry? 6. Hilarious. Baskets. Woven from grass. One basket looks the same as another to me, mistress. This robot is so dull. Half of these stores don't have merchants. Aren't they worried about thieves? Perhaps these people are rich enough to be honest, or perhaps the punishment for stealing is extreme. Or perhaps they're communists? They might be communists. There's another robot up there. That's going to be a cutscene. Let's go bother some people. Wait, I wanted to talk to you. Excuse me. Yes? I'm new here. New to the market. I'm looking for a bookseller. A bookseller? There's one right behind you. Although she only sells one book. My friend came here to buy some books. His name is Huang. I wonder if you met him? I'm sorry, I don't think so. But do you mean he sailed here? Did you? All of those responses are non sequiturs, not even convincing ways to change the subject. My name is Aaliyah. Mina. I'm sorry to trouble you. I'll let you read. This is definitely out of sequence. The flow of this conversation didn't quite work. Of course. How else could I get here? Most of us are born here. Listen, I'm looking for something. There are no booksellers here. I get all my books from my father. His name is Amadou. He's a trader. That's his stall on the roof over there. You could buy yourself another servo, perhaps. I'll speak to him. Thank you. I'm trying not to treat these like...
I could smell fried meat, spiced apple, fresh leather, wealth.
Shoes. The robot's so negative. There's this one person, this lady, keeps showing up as talkable to. Oh my god. She's definitely avoiding me. Come here, please. I just want to know what your deal is. No. Forgive me, but do either of you know Amadou? No, I don't know anyone by that name. He's a trader here, I think? Everyone is a trader on Renaka. How else would one eat? Farewell, my lady, you must be along. It's really interesting what the, They seem to sell everything here. What's the economic model here? Look in here. Those are lizards, aren't they? Gecko, all colours. You sell lizards. Buy gecko? Finest gecko. It climbs walls. Can reach hard to reach places. How much does one cost? $33? So this is interesting. Do we have currency? 33 what? I don't understand. Let's go for gecko later. Tell me, do you know a man named Amadou? It's the first encounter with a language difference. That's weird. This is very weird. This looks interesting. Headless robots. Who are you? You are Amadou? What do you want? I was told you could help me. You want a servo? Are you buying? You've got one already. I'm not here about robots. Then what do you want? Have I come to ask him about an ancient observatory? I don't think I was asking him about an ancient observatory. Oh, maybe I was, because I went and talked to Huang on Eox. I've come from Eox. Eox? Well now. If it isn't a filthy, sterile river rat. What makes you say that? Only filth blows along the star sewers. Everyone knows that. Still, I'm happy to hear my reputation is spreading. But these are my servos and I own them legitimately. I'm not here to get you into trouble. You would be unable to. I am as clean as swallowed gold, and you can tell that to whoever sent you. A friend of mine told me to talk to you. I'm looking for an observatory. So the little Eoxian with the big ears has sent a bigger Eoxian. But what is my discovery worth to this one? I have found an observatory, it's true. Why don't you tell me where it is, so I can go? Why don't I? A shimmering idea. Perhaps I could throw in a servo into the bargain. What do you think? I'm a serious person, Amadou. You have a nice smile, I'm sure, underneath all that serious talk. But I do not think it is so very nice. Alright then, what do you want? That is a fine-looking robot you have. You can't have my robot. Really, mistress? It speaks. Wonderful. A pity you do not really want to find the observatory. I'd happily trade the robot, but it isn't mine to trade. I don't see anyone else around. Mistress, please. I am not yours to sell. I'm not going to sell the robot. I hope I've not got into into a thing where... Trust me, Six. This is... No, I'm not selling the robot. I want to know what you have before I agree to anything. How old is the observatory? What state is it in? Let me tell you about the observatory. I've walked its corridors, seen ancient machines. It is built on 3 levels. Each is circular, each wider than the one above, so that it looks like it must topple from the sky, and yet it stands. But perhaps that is enough for you. How so? What's bugging you? That's not enough. I disagree, fine lady. Now we discuss a price. I don't like your terms. I could tell you about the corridors of glass, the machines like gigantic servos very deep below the crust. Are you sure you won't trade? I think a lot of it is just that, I mean, it's a lack of polish thing, honestly. Like, a lot of the dialogue tree, it's really ambitious in how much text there is, and sometimes it just breaks. Are you going to cut away Six's head? Certainly not. My servos are in prime condition. That they don't have heads is their decision. Yours is a masterpiece. I won't trade. So be it. And so the observatory is lost once more. I'll find it myself. Huang and his contracts. They can all go drown themselves.
A fat man with a scar flashed a cheeky smile at me as he walked away.
Well, we might have to come back for this. Also, I don't know what that last voice line was about. If I might ask, mistress, what is the plan now? Let's say I sold you to him. Mistress. Just for the sake of argument. Mistress, I am not yours to sell. How angry do you think he'd get if you hoppered away after purchase? Very angry indeed, mistress. I'm not convinced that powerful enemies are desirable assets, mistress. You're right, bad idea. I'm thinking. About what, exactly, mistress? Do you think there's anything else here worth messing around with? Now, let's go and sail somewhere. I mean, so having robots is a really rare thing, basically, is the answer to that question. And if this guy is able to collect robots, then he must have a fair amount of power. Can I go through here now? No. What do robots know, Six, when they're activated, I mean? Most things, mistress. They are unlike human children. They talk and move fluidly.
Then from behind me came the patter of steps.
Wait, please. Mina? You spoke to my father. I shouldn't have troubled. My father can be as stubborn as a rock. So did he listen to you? Your father? If you're thinking I can do your haggling for you, I just need a favour. I don't know you. You aren't my friend. I don't need much, just some information. If my father didn't give it to you, I'm sure he had a reason. You really are a sailor, aren't you? Tell me about sailing. Does it hurt? Why would it hurt? You're inside the ship when you sail, you know. You're going now, back to your ship. Out there, somewhere. I've got places to find. Here, I want you to take this. My father gave it to me. It's from somewhere. A library, he said, but I don't know what it might open. Thank you, it's beautiful. I'm sure it isn't worth anything, but if you manage to turn it anywhere, then tell me what you find. Bring me a book. There are some etched small symbols on it. They're really minuscule. Ooh, it's a long one. Is it going to let me try this? No. Oops. I'll see what I can do. Oh, let me do the inscription. Oh, it will let me play with it. Okay. So the first phase of this is like, we have to work out how this breaks up into separate words. Which I probably can't do. Yeah, that doesn't work. I'd have to find another piece. Okay, I can just jam this word in as many times as I want. But it won't let me proceed past that at this stage. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is one that the game, when the game doesn't immediately take you into the deciphering mode when you find an inscription, it means you can't. It means it thinks you can't decipher it yet. I still want to figure out how the economy works here, and also buy a gecko. Can I hop her out here? No. Oh god, I'm going to have to find my way back to the alley where I warped in, probably. Ah, there's activate the hopper. Good faith do you, fine lady. Would the lady care for a flat mango, perhaps? Where do you get your fruit from? It seems very fresh. It is fresh indeed. I grow it myself. Carnival grapes, fizzy just today. That must take a lot of water. I am careful to reuse and take from the rain. Perhaps I can interest you in a kumquat fist? Oh, what now? I'm a little bit curious. I have to admit. Can I afford it? Crap, do I have anything I can offer? Oh, it's all barter, I suppose. I'm not willing to actually shell out at the moment because I assume I would have to give up like actual artifacts. I'm constantly surprised at how open-ended the game is. Like, definitely the thing seems to be that you collect artifacts. Some of them have inscriptions on you to decipher the inscriptions, but also then you can repurpose the artifacts for various things, plot triggers and stuff. Let's sail, because there is a place we can go. I won't actually let me sail for the... Oh, god damn it. Maybe I do need to actually get more information out of that guy. I don't want to, though. I'll go back to Eox and bully Huang some. And we'll sail the river. I have to have the music off for this, unfortunately. No idea who's talking at the moment, because this is a pickup from a conversation from yesterday's stream, because it just saves your point in the conversations. This mechanic isn't anything like as drastic as it looks, at least so far, but very much my kind of jam, just drifting around. What do all robots know? Yeah, it only really matters for this section where you can't see them both. Oh, I touched the ruin. A ruin? I would guess it dates from the earliest days of the Nebula, Mistress. This should only take a few moments, Mistress. Found a chunk of wood from a mast. I wonder how long it's been here. And he's... Yay! An etching. Is it one that I can get to start with? Start of a fragment of text. Okay. That's almost certainly God. I would like it if my controller could stop vibrating. Like, I've literally just got constant vibration. Follow? It's a verb phrase. I think. Follow Sky God? Ooh. Oh, wow. So as you find stuff, these like shaded areas get smaller until they're small enough for you to actually navigate into. Oh, I like this. This is fast. Presumably because this is going around the outside of the cyclone.
All the rivers of the nebula flow to Iox in the end. If you tie off your sail, Iox is where you'll wash up. It's the heart of the nebula. Or else, it's the gutter.
A ruin! Date from the early stages of the nebula. I will investigate. A curved wooden shard from a ship's bowsprit. And another inscription. Ooh, complicated one. Lot of ships. Can I see sky? Toward... I think I've gone wrong. Because that's not going to be should, I don't think. 'Cause this kind of question mark squiggle is part of the symbol. Yes, that translation is clearly incorrect. So we know the possibility. So should is ruled out. Good. Oh wait, hang on. Is that? No. Still wrong. So no toward in there. Okay. This will be something wrong again. It's not crossing anything out this time. What else can I put in? I can put in the other of, but that's not it. There we go, okay. So it's not flourish, it's something else, okay. This is a time. Probably a time. Or maybe it's... because we got should, and that's fixed, but I mostly associate the double circle with times. I wish I could remember what... so we got the three things is light. The double comma is like a verb phrase, and the reverse S is like a directional thing, typically. Might be open. Sky opens. That should be something to do with a place. And this one... could it be in front? Be like toward place. That sounds plausible. And then something like, may the sky open in front of you? The sky open in front of you. That will do for now. That one was the most laborious a translation has been. Where are we going? Oh, good. It was. Does that mean that zone has got smaller at all? Not really. This world map is huge for an indie game. Robots, no ethics, speech. Oh, that's there. Perhaps robots once knew more than they know now. Oh, there's a thing. Let me... what's this in? Ooh. Let me get the symbols. Stained and unreadable. Light. Towards. And then we need to know what that character is. Oh, we didn't have light confirmed yet. That's very likely to be go, I think. verb phrase. It's got the squiggle of direction. And it's simple. I think we could read the whole volume. I think this comes from the same place as the bowsprit shard and the chunk of mast. Should be helpful in putting down where these are made. Mistress, when I see an artifact, I can position its origin point using minor radii. Oh, that's how he's doing it, is it? I see, that's convenient. But I am at a loss to understand how you do it. You remember what my job is, don't you? You're an archaeologist. But having a term for what you do does not tell me how you do it. Oh, it's going to be a fast bit. Must be annoying for you. Don't taunt the robot. Somewhat, yes. So will you enlighten me? There's more personality than the robot's shown before. It's lots of little things. The composition of the material. Different minerals prevail in different parts of the nebula. But also the workmanship, carving techniques, brush strokes. These things are like fingerprints if you know what you're looking at. Let's go right. But materials move around, surely. Still left shortly, mistress. Oh, it's green, and there's a thing. Shipwreck! There is something, and I mean this in a less negative sense than it might mean. There's something very Skies of Arcadia to this. Oops. Kind of world and in that none of it like makes sense, but it's quite pretty. The game has substantially better gender and racial politics thus far than Skies of Arcadia.
Once, sailing through Eagle's Pass, I thought I saw a gigantic ship, as large as a moon, moving down the river like a shadow. Of course, I was ahead of it, and by the time I looped around, it was gone.
Yeah, very low bar to clear. Very low bar to clear indeed. What did you call your first robot, mistress? Presumably you did not call it one. Unless you were already planning your robocidal spree. Why does it matter what I called it? It's long gone. It matters, mistress. Which is fair enough. Robots are ancient. We are unique and irreplaceable. Once unmade, we cannot be remade. Hey, Dama! Thanks for stopping by. I am enjoying it a lot so far. Although I'm really nervous about like trading away items, which is probably going to wall my progress at some point pretty soon. It seems like a good follow-up to La Milana, especially as someone who didn't want to do any of the combat stuff in La Milana. Is Huang around? Aaliyah? It's extremely more chill, yes. Let's have a look at the key first. Have you ever seen anything like this silver key? Let me see. There's an unbroken inscription. I think I recognize a word in there, although I don't know what it means. Oh, let me play with the long inscriptions. Okay. I put that there because it says it can also be watch. I'm sure that's right. That's something to do with you. But it's not related to that you, which is very clearly related to that me. I'm probably going to put both of these in, and then it'll tell me I've done something wrong. No good. There's not enough here for me to guess the rest. I'll have to hope I see these. Where did you find this? It's beautiful. Look at the quality of the metalwork. Early Empire keys were huge, the size of small knives, and the small ones were simple, with one tooth. Locks you could pick with a hairpin. But this, what does it open? I was given it by a girl on Renaka, following your lead. She said it opened a library. Not one on Iox. You're sure about that? Quite sure. This place doesn't have many secrets left. I'll take the silver key to the archives then. I'm not finished with it yet, on account of I might want to open something with it. Let me show him another artifact. I've definitely not to that point yet, but there's an inscription. Sailors pray for speed. Ooh, so we get to... That's interesting. So some of the words in context can have specifically different meanings. Of course Huang isn't tidy. This was written on a brass telescope that was found buried here on Eox, back in Miari's supervisor's day. I don't know if it's related, of course. What have we got? This is one end of a fractured fragment of text. Okay. Yeah, there's quite a lot of complexity to it. Um, that's the first time the robot has spoken up to say I was right about a translation. Second word doesn't look like anything I've seen before. So the first character is like a person. Um, I have friend sketched in for this, but with the little cross and the colon. And I can't remember where I've seen the cross colon thing before. But it could be like, if that's friend, this could be family, and friend modifies family, maybe? And then the stars are true family? Would sort of make sense for a telescope. Or it could be loves, I suppose. Let's try that. Do you have any more like that? Let me see. No, nothing comes to mind. The curators will be most interested in the compass, I'm sure. Ah, am I finished with the compass? Oh god, I forgot that if you actually give him something, he fucks off. That's quite annoying. Don't hassle me. I kind of want to go and just sail into the Withering Palace region, but you can't just sail to a place. Well, you can't route yourself to a place. I have to navigate manually. And it probably isn't the way to make progress. The Withering Palace 6. Somewhere in the Withering Ways, perhaps? Oh, well, that's satisfactory then. That's the cue I was waiting for. I've never understood Professor Miari. You know she brought me here from an orphanage in Elbereth. And now she keeps giving me robots when I keep losing them. I really don't know what she gets out of it. Perhaps she likes to be kind, mistress. I suspect she's setting us up to take a fall for something. I've got bad vibes from Miari this far. Mistress, exactly how many robots have you lost? They just keep giving me more. That doesn't actually answer the question. Let's go find the Withering Palace. To the river. I feel like this must have been a game where, like, the people, the core people for the project must have been writers in a way that isn't usually true for games. Because there's so much text and it's so much about language. Oh, up there for left. I'm trying to remember what Kaya told us about this place. She made it sound like somewhere she wanted to be. Had you waited for me, mistress, I might have been able to advise you. Shut up, robot. Sass me. Ah! So, Commiseration Commons, which is Val's Discord that I'm in, is playing Disco Elysium when the new patch drops. I'm not sure I'm going to play it, because that style of game historically hasn't appealed to me much, but I'll see. I thought I wasn't going to play 13 Sentinels, and then I did, and I enjoyed it a lot. Oh no, that's the cursor. Getting a bit distracted. I wanted to go the other way, god damn it. Let's get back on track for the original route it gave me. Oop. Let's just grab the ruin. Oh, are they going to do the whole conversation about the ethical core? Oh dear. Sometimes the robot is sassy. Is that something you want to do? It was simply an example, mistress. I played... I think I played a little bit of Sunless Sea. Was it Sunless Sea? Is Sunless Sea the one where you control a train in space? Or is that a different one? That looks like Never. God, there's some... Ah, Sunless Skies. Because I got to like the first kind of point of choice in the train one and got so utterly choice paralyzed instantly that I had to stop playing. Something here is definitely going to be wrong. Like, I don't think that Never is correct. And I've got too many ofs again. Yeah, doesn't feel right. I thought the Never was wrong. Okay. That could be Will. And it's tempting to make that Temple. But the place character could be with the light character to its left. So that could be Goddess. Um... There definitely aren't 3 ofs here. There aren't any ofs. Interesting. PayPal policy, I guess. Not open, okay. I'm enjoying it coming together, definitely. So the scoop, the like boob symbol goes with person to make me, and the dot is replaced with a slash to make it you. So never modified by the indexical. What would that be? Maybe I don't know enough for that one yet. And this is a bugger as well. And so usually the 4 strikes is like a large quantity of something. Hence long is in the related words. I'm still not sure that that open translation is right. But that could be like gate, I guess. And that would give me... We'll find temple and gate. One will find the temple and gate. Let's try that. I like how there are subtle differences in how she reacts to your completed translations that just give you a sense of how close you might be. Oh, that's squiggly. I don't see how fears fits in there. I don't think it can be into either, because the two that would orphan the double comma. Something like that. Okay. Dang, I really thought I had that one. Follow maybe? Follow path of... What have I got here? Not a lot to be going with. Although river... Maybe path of wind? Yeah. That would work, and it would make sense for like water rivers to be related to paths of wind in this game where you sail around on paths of wind between the moons. How reliable is your core? Evidently it is the core of my being, mistress. If it goes, I go. Oh, this is a wiggly course. Yeah, I'm curious about Obra Dinn as well. I feel like we could make that a CC game, actually, if there was interest in it. Alright, let's look at some possible search locations. So I want to do a right left or a left right to get to this one. A path in the water. Oh, we're deeply becalmed. Found something, but it's not the main site. A devotional icon. Another long one. These are getting more complex. So, that looks like you to me. Does that fit that? Okay. It does, but I bet it's wrong. Yeah, the long ones are exciting. Is that... I don't think that is wind at the end. Isn't that the same character as the river character that I had? That's going to be wrong. find... I don't think that's going to be you then. Aha! Cool. Oh, well, that would be... of you would be possessive, wouldn't it? So it would be your. Find your way... along rivers. Does that make sense? We've got the towards and on. That makes quite a lot of sense to me. That's interesting. That's just carved out a massive hole. I'm a little bit... God, that was... Oops. One thing that is tricky is managing the camera and the ship. So that's much my GPS acting up as me having trouble with my GPS. But, okay, yeah, that's definitely going to be the place, because the flow gets all squirrely. Who did build the ship, mistress? No idea. I have no idea who built her. I found her gathering dust on Elbereth. I suppose she must be Elberethian. It sure as hell looks like what we came to find. How can there be a palace here? I wonder. I mean, we didn't know how we'd found a cemetery the last place we went, so...
We hoppered down into a narrow, rocky canyon. Waves of dust made it impossible to breathe.
I go the wrong way.
This was the worst one yet.
Looks like I should go in that direction. If you'd best keep moving and I shouldn't talk, then I won't talk.
My head was spinning.
Well, the stamina refilled a lot faster there than it normally does. I mean, it is called the Withering Palace. The robot has pretty good faces. The moon must have been habitable before. No one would have built anything here. Not under all this dust. I do not pretend to understand humans, mistress. There's got to be something here. Some kind of structure. Somewhere. Are you well enough to continue, mistress? Can you see anything? Nothing but dust and rock. Let's keep going. Whoops, is there... Hey, an inscription. Pictures? Interesting. The graveyard location, I think, is the only major one I've been to. I went to Renaka and Elbereth and Maerzi. Towns-wise, but the only like kind of dig site or whatever is the the Emperor's place. I'm glad to see you. I thought you'd abandoned me. That lasted like 30 seconds. So, what did you find? There is nothing here. Therefore, we should leave. You're sure? Quite certain. I can't think with this dust. We had evidence. The Withering Palace. All statistics have a meaningful margin of error, mistress. No, honesty for myself.
Then we rounded a corner in the rock. And we saw it.
Did the robot just lie? Don't ever lie to me again. Interesting. So, that ethical core that he talked about so much on the way over doesn't prevent lying. We've seen this kind of gate before. In the Emperor's secret garden. This site must be from a similar period. Just as we were expecting. The top bar of the gate. Symbols embossed into the metal. That might be will be. That was quick.
We stepped through the ancient gate. The wind outside dropped to a hollow moan.
It's interesting also that, like, it wasn't that far to go. Did this ever open? Certainly doesn't open at the moment. Let's go poke around somewhere else then.
The room was filled with rows and rows of books.
Can I nab one to take to the lady on Renaka? Whoops. There's some kind of plaza back here, full of statues. Oh man. They look like pieces laid out for a game. But if this is a holy empire site, the ancient gods shouldn't be here at all. Oh, papers. There's ancient here, lots of it. With a complicated one. Why is fires here? Emperor something and labors something. That can't be the yeah, I didn't think it was. It's a verb. It might be related to speak. It could be Emperor ordered and robots obeyed, in which case maybe the extended 6 is like the past tense modifier. So this would be the past tense. And it could just be this spoke. Oh, I think maybe the reason I had labors there was because I encountered that before I got to robots in any substantial way. I might be wrong about that. Would it make sense that being obeyed? Could still change my mind, but Emperor ordered and robots obeyed. We had this place down as an Empire site, so it's good to confirm that at least.
A circle of stone gods, staring each other down. Each one daring the others to blink first.
Something in the sand. Yep. Coined by Carol Chapek, whose grave I have visited. Ooh. Ooh, Crapsicles. Site of Ancient Library. Definitely need to find more stuff about that one. Fallen rock. Well, that's alarming. On the roof of a building like this. It's pit in the ground. Oh boy. I am, like, genuinely loving it so far. The Eagle and Sun. That dates this site beautifully. So it is an Empire site. It's a very me game in terms of, like, you wander around poking things. And there's one big, consistent, linguistically unified puzzle. Like, literally linguistically unified in this case, rather than just language in the game design sense of talking about unity and consistency. And no combat, so far at least. Ooh, an inscribed key. Oh, that's long. It's going to let me try this. What can I see? That's a U, probably. Is that love? Find. Me. I think that must be something other than B. Okay. Ooh. That's 2 new sites pointed to. I still can't get over how big this world map is going to be. Like, you can get some sense of it just by kind of, like, moving the cursor around. Whoop. Glad I'm not doing this in the dark. What's that? Let's look at the breach in the wall first. The structure is intact, except here. It's just demolished. Oh, don't jump it. The robot will get mad. The robot's gonna get so mad at you. Okay. It's interesting. That's interesting. So you only get one stupid mistake. Oh. And there's a book on the shelf as well. These ones aren't ancient, of course. These are Empire period. Let's nab one. The Chronicles of Mazwai. Okay. It's the book Huang is always reading. This one is not from Iox, mistress. More books. That's probably an and. I haven't seen and combining with anything yet. I don't think that's temples though, because I think that's... Whoops. I think that might be God. Oh, wait, hang on. That could be Pilgrim. Do you like that? Nice, confirming Pilgrim and is good. But Beloved is not something. What have we got here then? It could be Holy Pink Pilgrim and it's a person. Loves. I picked loves based on this one being beloved, which it isn't. We crossed off death as a possibility as well. So Holy Pilgrim and their goddess? I don't think it's a pronoun phrase of any kind. But it also doesn't look like an emotion. And I don't think that's goddess either. Angry Stranger is the closest one I can see to something that makes sense. A stranger would make it a nice opposite to loves, but I mean, I'm not sure I can... I wonder what that really tells us about the Empire. Yeah, it doesn't make that sense. That's a good point, actually. A stool. Someone left up in a hurry, I suppose. And it looks like they dropped something. Here, in the crack between the stones. A copper ritual knife. It looks like it dates from the earliest Empire period. Mistress, there is blood on the blade. Not much, but some. Human blood? Ioxian blood. You can tell where the blood comes from. Only blood from Iox. Evidently, it's a particularly insular community. Oh, thank you for pointing that out, damn it. I will go back and try that. After we've done this. This could be as... That definitely makes sense as we. We got that fixed as we. Okay, we got robots. Cool. So that stroke is the verb to be. So, maybe? As robots, so are we. More books! Holy crap, that's really long. Whee! Forever. Emperor. We will live. I now think that isn't Emperor. True. Oh wow. No, it's going to tell me I've done something wrong. We will all live forever. Emperor. Oh my goodness, what's in there? I think the double comma into the question mark top with the strikes off it is to do with speaking. As in pray. We've got the past tense start to the phrase. It could be declared, and we will all live forever, Emperor declared, and it... That would be really interesting as a choice, because if that's it, then what we've got is the person character followed by a character that is also in robot. Try that. I'm not sure. Let's try the key. Okay, yes, it could, yeah. This place doesn't seem grand enough to be a palace. There are no ornamental domes, no gardens. There must be more to this place, but what? Probably the great big hole in the ground. Inscription here. Start of a fragment of text. Something is open. Okay, so that's definitely to do with death, right? So the place of death would be tomb. That's not ominous at all. If there were robots here, they must have been restricted to the dais area. There are ramps there, but stairs and bars everywhere else. There's no logical reason to restrict a robot. I mean, sure there is. I've read Isaac Asimov. Oops. A compass. A really old one. No inscription, but a direction. That's fascinating. I want to find the library. You heard something moving. Something below. That's alarming. 6. Is there a vault here? Have we found it? Found the vault? I understood this was the Withering Palace, missus. This place is a palace, not a vault. Not a very palace-like palace. Anything over here? Oh, we... on the... Just give me another painting that's too abraded to make anything out of. Slightly older than the other one. Interesting. Any text? Kaya said she had a place here, alongside the mechanicals. That's what she said. Okay, so I have successfully got across. What about... Oh, camera, please. Stuck fast. Right. Oh, hello. A book. I think it dates from ancient times. End of a longer line of text. Oh wait. Pray. And... is that right? So it's not live, but it's related to live. Oh, what does that... That's plural. So I want to say it's probably people. I've got person, and I wish person was in the list of related words. But it's not. Pray and love your people. Ooh, nice. Couldn't be more different than the gardens we found before. Nevertheless, the age is similar, mistress. A makeshift ramp. Someone made themselves a way through. Someone with a robot. Definitely a ramp on this side too.
The rock had been scooped out to make a roof for the courtyard, keeping it safe from the endless storm beyond. This was a secret place.
What do you think, Six? There is something about this place, mistress. I cannot, as you might say, put my finger on it. 6? Is there a problem? I do not know, mistress. I suppose so. Well, that's not slightly ominous. This looks like an altar to me. Is this a temple then? Did the Emperor secretly worship the ancient gods? Oh, inscriptions. And something's been chiseled in here. Beautiful workmanship. That's short. Phrase them together. Death is... door, maybe? Yeah, like, in the sense that, you know, if the single comma isn't like noun phrase, and that just means like thing you open, maybe. But if death is a door, what's on the other side? Was this a hospital, safely away from everywhere else? Thinking about the ramp over the wall, Six. Maybe someone brought robots with them. Built the ramp so they could get in. Or then again, maybe they took some robots away. Maybe this place housed robots. Well, they would object to all the stairs. Yeah, like the 4 tick marks, I'm pretty sure is a quantity marker. The ancient symbols scrawled like this in charcoal, I think. Oh wow, that's not a combination of symbols I would have thought possible. Yeah, I don't think I've got enough information to read it either. I wonder if it's profane. I wonder if they've included profane graffiti in this. Which is the one I recognise? I think I recognise 2 of these. This one seems to be giving something. Or maybe holding something? This one seems to be just a head on a stack of barrels. Oh, there's a thing. This isn't a word I already know. I'll have to make a guess. It's got a place marker. And those symbols were in robot. I'm pretty sure it's not you. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong about that character being you in some way. But it could be serpent, given that it's an armless god, couldn't it? Death goddess. Still weeping. Nothing at her base. Myersian goddess. Praying. Okay, the robot's alright sometimes. Did it? Oh yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. Oh yeah. This one has a cairn of stones. Wonder if behind all these... There! More glyphs. So probably they've all got a glyph. Um, it's not fire or wind because I've got those. It could be like place. Goddess of the earth? No. There was a chair. What? Here. In the centre of this place. A chair. On wheels. I sat down in it, mistress. They put something on my brow. What do you mean, sat? I sat in a chair. Golden, painted, of course, carved with leaves winding up its legs. Faces, watching me. I remember the texture of the wood. I could barely lift my head, but I lifted it all the same. Mistress, I was tied. Something's happening to you, Six. There's something here, doing something to you. I am myself, mistress. I am not surprised if that upsets you. I don't want to get out of here. I control the hopper, mistress. I will not activate it for you. Oh, this has got fighty. Interesting. Do you have an off switch, maybe? Do you? Now be quiet. I can't hear above your chatter. Let me just check. We got the glyphs from that one. She's covered up. Serpent. Yeah. We're giving goddess. Let's see now. And the presence of the, the shiny ray kind of shape suggests sun. But it could be Haven because it is a place. Doesn't sound like something there's a god of. So when he's reaching for something, he's fruit picking perhaps. Or are you sure of these glyphs as well? They read as sky. Okay. And there's something here. There's something in the stone here. I've never seen anything like it. It's a device of some kind. Six, what do you make of it? Evidently it is old, mistress. Evidently it is very old. Oh, are you back? Tell me something specific, robot. I would estimate the metal in this piece to be almost 2,500 years old. That's as old as anything we've ever found. Indeed, mistress. Evidently it is pointing over there. Most curious. Yes, I see. Some fuckery's gonna happen. I'm slightly tense about this now. Ah, but it has a twin. Interesting. Oh, there was something like this on... Oh, is it a hopper eye? It must refract too somewhere. Assuming it's not just ornamental. If this hopper directed one underground, mistress, then one would require another hopper inside that space to return. Is this a place of execution? A hopper set up to carry you straight into a rock? It is indeed possible. Anything around the outsides? There's still that pit as well that we saw from the roof. What do you think they were? Who? Friends. Children. A whole life's worth. Well, this'll piss the robot off. Whoops! That could be a problem.
Empty, cold, stale air.
What is this place? Bloody great hole in the
Having a
ground.
space all around me.
Aaliyah, what have you found? That is a real good question. No stairs. How far down does it go? What was that? I'm sure I heard something. Sure of it. Aaliyah now moving without my control. I haven't seen movement or heard whatever sound effect she's talking about. I would like to go and inspect that spot of light. Hello? Please respond to input. Noise is gone now. Light from the opening above. The only light down here. The freeze I show people falling into a light. Oh, I seem to be whispering, do I? I don't like it down here one little bit. You and me both. And the robot is gonna scream at us. Just because robots, they were buried in here. It's a palace after all. A palace for them. Underground, out of sight. What is it?
There was something down there. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, the unfortunate lack of music due to copyright. Let's go pester the robot again. Mistress, I've completed my analysis of the hopper eye. I have sent test packets through and analysed the minor refractions. I would like to leave now, mistress, but I cannot hopper us from under the rock. We have obtained 6 intriguing artifacts here. We have also found evidence of several new locations. May I activate the hopper now, mistress? What's the matter? Are you going to tell me what that hopper does? I observed two things about the hopper. Individually, they are of trivial interest. Together, they are as we feared. Just tell me. This eye is flawed, mistress. Internal cracking means it can only refract some of the information passed to it. Specifically, the physical matrix is not refracted. If used, only the neural mesh would disentangle. I'm an archaeologist, 6. I speak ancient, not whatever language that is. You might hopper to the eye and never arrive. My second finding is, however, more pressing. This hopper is not broken. It has been carefully engineered to function this way. But what good is a neural mesh without a physical matrix? Maybe they brought a matrix with them. Perhaps so. This underground chamber is filled with robot ramps. What if a robot could house such a neural mesh? I'll use the ramp, mistress. Let us head for the gate. Yes, let's leave the moon. So what this is a place for turning humans into robots, right? You sit someone in the chair and then the hopper zaps them into the robot space in the underground chamber because it strips the neural mesh from the physical body. Is my operating assumption for that. Can't go there yet. So I think probably what I want to do at this point is go back to Eox and talk to Huang about what I've found. Whoops. Okay. That is what I wanted to do. Whoops. How old is the Nightingale, mistress? I'm not sure. Really, this is the one thing you're not sure of the age of. Nearly 1,500 years old, maybe? I really like these roller coastery sections. They're good. Whee! You did not think to give your ship to the curators on Iox? She is an archaeological find, after all. Iox doesn't like people to have ships. They would have burned her. If that's true, why haven't they burned her anyway? Like, we dock there pretty regularly. Your ship is no secret, mistress. Professor Miari knows you sail, of course. Miari is kind to me. I don't really know why. Ooh, it's a ruin. Shipwreck. No archaeology only finds is kind of how archaeology operates. A silver sextant. No, not that one. That's not going to be winds. Is it? Really? Okay. And move. Something winds move into... Oh, when winds move into line, maybe? Oh. Yo. So the Mazwai we found down there. If it's not from Iox, where is it from? I believe the text is new, but the paper and binding is old, mistress. The pages have been scraped to provide a new surface upon which the Mazwai text has been written. And where does the binding and paper of the Mazwai come from? The same site as a few other artifacts we have found. Somewhere ancient. Unexplored rivers to the left that might also reach our destination. Let's go explore them then. I found this necklace outside the hermitage. But I don't know what these things are that it's made of. Shells, mistress. Those are shells. Okay, I think that will do for today. But I'm planning to stream most nights this week. Maybe not Thursday, so... Thank you for the company, and more of this probably tomorrow.